What's going on, everybody? It's been a while. I've not made a video in a long time. But I'm gonna try to get back. I just got back from REC not too long ago, and it was a great time. It was crazy, like way crazier than I expected. A little bit too much, to be honest, but it was a good time. But unfortunately, I got really excited and I sent my truck through like all this mud and stuff, and I broke it. Yay! So I already have a temporary fix on here now, but pretty much my track bar just literally snapped. Like, donezo. My truck, my whole entire truck, the track bar, for those of you guys that don't know, holds the whole entire truck over the axle. Like, it centers it over the axle. So I broke that. My whole truck went that way. Actually, it went this way, and it was a bad time. But I didn't bend my coilovers or anything. I'll throw some pictures in so you can see what I look like. But yeah, so I did already fix it, kind of. Just temporary fix. I just pretty much sleeved the track bar and put it on there so it can drive. But my buddies at Bentley's Diesel had a stock track bar laying around. I'm gonna go get that, and I'm gonna extend it and do some cool fab stuff. You know, amateur fab, of course, nothing for real. And get my truck hopefully dialed again so I can drive it wherever I want. I am painting some stuff right now because I do paint every single day. But as soon as I have like a nice opportunity where I'm like letting something dry, I go pick that track bar up real quick, come back here. We're gonna make a new track bar, baby. Yeah! Okay, next day, I got the track bar. I went and picked it up. Just a normal stock, old ass track bar. I'm gonna cut up and hopefully get my truck back how it's supposed to be. Don't mind this stuff, RYC stuff. Muddy people in my truck. I haven't cleaned the inside yet. Here we go. This looks like shit. Actually, just forgot. This is actually going to be more work than I anticipated because I forgot that since I flipped my ball joint in the front, this hole right here is tapered. I don't know if you can tell, it's smaller right here. If I flip it, it's bigger. It's tapered so the ball joint can sit on there nice and tight. So now I have to taper this as well, which kind of sucks, but no big deal. Not a big deal at all. So basically the game plan is to just cut this in half and then extend it and then put a sleeve over it and just weld the sleeve. And the tricky part is going to be to make sure this is the right length since it won't be adjustable. And that's where I messed up on this one over here. So when I did this one, I had the whole truck from the frame strapped to the wheel, and I pulled it this way because naturally the truck wants to go that way. So while it was strapped, this was straight. But as soon as I let the straps go, the suspension decompressed a little bit and moved the whole cab over a little bit. But now that this is set right here, should be actually not too hard to figure out where it needs to be, how long it needs to be. So basically what I did, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's just, this is the part of the track bar up here, there's a part right here, and there's a long, thick ass, like, metal tube on here. It's just spray painted black so it didn't rust for now, but basically same thing we're gonna do. So I guess the first step is to figure out how long it actually needs to be. So I'm gonna take some measurements of how far over the cab is and whatnot, see how much farther over the cab needs to be to the driver's side, and then, you know, measure it with some math is hard. Super windy, but I'll tell you what I just did. So I just put these big 6x6 blocks right here, and then I just really simply picked a point on the tire. For me, you see how there's two different lengths of tread right here. I picked a longer one and measured how far away it is from the longer one. Basically what I figured out is that pretty much a whole truck needs to be shifted over to the driver's side about 11/16 of an inch. So I can't just take this and add 11/16 of an inch because it's at an angle. Now this, we're getting into like a lot of math here, which I don't know if I'm capable of doing, to be honest. So what I'm gonna do is mark this center. I'll go 11/16 over from the center, draw a hole, and then I'll measure it from the center of the hole that I draw all the way down to the center of that. And that should be honestly close enough to make the truck drive fine, not look stupid, and hopefully not crab walk too much. Okay, I just did the quick measurement. If I'm correct, the new track bar that I'm gonna cut up and weld should be, for my specific truck and my lift, should be around 40 1/4 inches. So that's my measurements I'm going off of. When I pull this track bar out, I'll, you know, make sure I'm correct or whatever, but I think we're good on that end. I guess we'll just start cutting that old track bar up and see what we can do. Track bar that I just like welded up together so my truck could actually sit on its own weight. And I want to be a little asshole coming out, but we got her done. Ain't no worries about that. So I actually changed my mind. The first thing I actually want to do is go ahead and taper this end of the track bar so it could fit the ball joint. And then once this fits on snugly, then I'll go ahead and cut it up and stuff, because that's the easy part really. I got this track bar on here. It's not as far down as I want it to go, but I'm gonna leave it like that. There's plenty of thread for the nut to hold it on and whatnot. Now with that being said, I know that since this sits slightly higher up now, because it's not seated all the way down here, that will change the measurements just a hair, but I don't think it's really that much to warrant me like remeasuring everything. Also, when this sits, let me see if I can show you. So when this sits, if you got this up here like this, the ball joint sits at an angle like that. So if it gets pushed up, it's getting pushed up at an angle, so I don't really think it'll affect the measurements like really that much at all. I mean, I don't really know, but in my head it makes sense that it wouldn't affect it that much. Okay, we got this bar cut in half. That cut's not crucial at all because we're really not using that like ever again. It's just to get the bar split in half so I can make it the length I need it to be. So basically I'm just roughly lining this up with this, and I put this a little longer. So I'm gonna measure eye to eye. I think I said 40 1/4 inches. I don't know, I wrote it down somewhere. Then I'll get a nice piece of tubing, same thing I use on this one, and I'll cut it to length. We'll slip it over there and weld that bitch in, baby. We got our tube cut. It looks super good. Next step would be to drill holes. We're gonna drill like 6 holes, I believe, in each side of this so we can plug weld them. And if you don't know what plug weld is, basically you drill holes in here and then you weld the hole in, and then that is just multiple anchor points on this, so it's not just this little piece right here. It's really good. It provides a lot more strength. That's something I've been learning with my little amateur fab stuff I've been doing. So we'll go ahead and drill some holes, and then we'll clean this bar up, we'll plug weld it, and then I'll smooth this down a bit before I weld that in. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna just go ahead and finish drilling these holes. Okay, I finished drilling these holes. I've got 4 on each side. Now we can go tack this thing in, make sure it's the right length. That's the most important thing, is making sure it's the right length. Alright, so we are sitting right now exactly at 40 1/4 inches, which was my measurement. I also went ahead off camera and cleaned up these areas where the welds will be, so better for welding. You know, I don't want to weld on this nasty like powdery stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack this in place real quick, and then I'll just measure it up with this one to make sure it's a little bit longer, and we'll go ahead and fully weld it. So I just measured up a little bit. Looks really good. It's slightly longer than that one. Not quite an inch, but a little bit longer. Should be like 11/16. But so yeah, I tacked it in. Now we're gonna go ahead and just full weld this bitch. Also, I'm gonna just clean this up a little bit. My ground was a little weak there. All right, we got all our plug welds done. Pretty much super simple. Just weld in the hole. And it attaches to this, attaches to that. You had extra grabs there or whatever, you know, extra connection points. I could go test it right now, make sure it fits, but it don't really matter because now it's plug welded. It ain't coming off no matter what. So it's either right or it's wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean this up a bit and weld the edges shut, and then grind it down a little bit, make it pretty. Maybe throw a little coat of paint on it real quick and throw it back in the truck. While that's cooling down, something great happened yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. But someone keyed my truck. Look at that. I don't know who it was. I don't really have enemies with anybody. That's sick. I'm pretty sure it'll buff out. It's not that deep, but I just haven't got around to it yet. Oh, also, y'all don't even know, unless you follow me on Instagram at Goodham26, your boy got a motorcycle. I'm not gonna even talk about it this video. I'll make a whole nother video about it. It's almost done. I should have filmed the whole thing. I'm stupid for not filming the whole thing. I know it. I'm gonna build another one though, don't worry, and I'm gonna film everything. But yeah, here it is. Should be done next week. Ew. Alright, we let this cool down, grinded it up a bit, just threw a quick coat of matte black spray paint on it. Just gonna wait for that to dry. I am really excited about my bike. Unfortunately, while I wait for this to dry, I broke the clutch cable and the clutch itself, so I have to wait for a new one to come in before I can ride it again. But it sounds really cool, so I'm gonna show you what it sounds like. I'll flip the key on right here. Start button, I put the kill switch right here. Kill switch, now it's on. Start button's tucked away back here. Kill switch. Oh. Now we try it. Okay, I broke something. Oh, wait a second. I can't start it because it's not a neutral. Guess who doesn't have a clutch to switch it into neutral? I'm not pulling that plate off right now, unfortunately. Sorry, you're gonna have to wait till the next video. That was such a tease, I'm sorry. You have to wait till the next video. Or follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen it, bro. We got our track bar in. Hell yeah. I have to go back and like make sure everything's really tight, but basically I just looked at it from the front. You're not gonna be able to tell, but you know, make sure the cab's like over the wheels. It looks really good. Pretty freaking close. I'm pretty happy with that. I can't complain. So I'm hyped on that. Hell yeah, dude. Truck's back, baby. Okay, that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a little repair stuff here and there from sending it too hard. Just kidding, you can never send it too hard. Alright, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Why they wanna be me? It's not what it seems. Running to the bank, putting wet on my Achilles. We been thumbing blue faces like they Washingtons. On a run from MIA up to Washington.